Hearts begin beating at 4 weeks after fertilization and does not stop until death. The position is in the center of the thorax. Heart has 4 chambers, which are 2 atria and 2 ventricles. The function of the atria is to pump blood to the ventricle, while the ventricle is to pump blood to the lung and the wall of the body. This is the forechamber of the heart. The upper chamber is called an atrium, and the lower chamber is called a ventricle. Do you guys know that the left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lung, while the right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the wall of the body? Next, the left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to the wall of the body, while the right ventricle will pump deoxygenated blood to the lung. Do you guys know that the wall of atria is thinner than ventricle? Why? This is because both atria only have to pump blood down the ventricle in a short distance. These are the anatomy of the heart. All of them will have different functions. These are the structure of the blood vessels. First is arteries, second is capillaries, and the third is veins. These are the differences of the blood vessels. All of you can see the differences of it. Valves found between atria and ventricle is tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. The function is to prevent blood flowing back to the atrium. Next is valves found in artery associated with hearts, which are pulmonary seminal valve and aortic seminal valve. The function is to prevent blood flowing back to the ventricle. These are the flowing of the deoxygenated blood. The blood from the wall of the body will enter heart via vena cava and enter right atrium. From the right atrium, blood will pump to the right ventricles, and right ventricle will pump deoxygenated blood to the lung via pulmonary arteries. The flowing of the oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood from the lung will enter heart via pulmonary vein and enter to the left atrium. And blood from left atrium will pump to the left ventricle. From left ventricle, the blood will pump to the wall of the body via aorta. At these lights, the blue color indicates the oxygenated blood, and the red color indicates oxygenated blood. Next, we will talk about the initiation of the heartbeat. The contraction phase is called systole, and the relation phase is called diastole. These are the components involved in transmission system, which are S, A nuts, and B nuts, bundle along with the right and left bundle branches and Purkinje fibers. These are the regions of the impulse. The SA node can be found at the wall of atria, while AB node can be found between atria and ventricle. First is SA nodes will generate impulse
and spread rapidly through the wall of atria, causing both atria to contract simultaneously and pump blood into both ventricles. During contraction, the impulse reaches AV nodes. Here, the impulse are delayed for about 0.1 seconds. It's allowed to both atria empty completely before ventricle contract. Then, impulse from AV nodes is transmitted to bundle of hairs and divide to right and left branches. Then, the impulse is spread to the Purkinje fibers, causing both ventricles to contract simultaneously from the heart apex upwards. It's because the first blood flow upwards into aorta and pulmonary arteries. Next, we will talk about the cardiac cycle, which are the sequence of heartbeats, muscle contract and relax alternately and continuously. One complete cardiac cycle takes about 0.8 seconds. During contractions, blood is pumped, and during relaxations, chambers are filled with blood. There are three phases of cardiac cycle, which are atrial systole, ventricular systole, and ventricular and atrial diastole. At this slide, you can see the phase of the cardiac cycle. Atrial systole takes 0.1 seconds, ventricular systole 0.2 seconds, and ventricular and atrial diastole takes 0.4 seconds. The whole of the complete cycle is 0.8. Now we will talk about the process of cardiac cycle, which are atrial systoles. As atria contract, blood pressure increases, so the blood is pumped out of atria into ventricles. During atrial systole, the blood pressure in ventricle is higher than blood pressure in atria, resulting in the closing of the AV valve, thus producing the first sound loop. Next, we will talk about ventricular systoles. As ventricle contracts, the blood pressure in ventricles rapidly increases. It makes the blood pressure in the ventricle is higher than blood pressure in aorta, resulting in the opening of the semiluna valve. Next is atrial and ventricular systole phase. During it, blood pressure in aorta and pulmonary artery is higher than blood pressure in raised ventricle, resulting in the closing of the semiluna valve, thus producing the second sound, which is dub. As ventricular relax, blood pressure in ventricle decreases sharply, results blood pressure in atria is higher than blood pressure in ventricle. The opening of AV valve begins. The first effect of the exercise is promote blood vessels health. Example of chronic disease is strokes and heart attack. Third, exercise effects to make heart bigger and stronger. Fourth, exercise help towards athlete performance by increasing their circulatory systems. Thank you for your all attention. Bye!